Hello, beloveds, and welcome. I'm so glad to have you here with me today. I want to introduce you to one of my dear friends, Mary. Mary and I met, Mary, I don't know what year we met, but oh, yes, I do. I remember it was somewhere around 2000 or 2001, but Mary was born in Chicago, and she is one of two children. She was a business analyst at several corporations. The one that she worked at prior to becoming a church administrator was at TXU. She also worked back in the day as a key punch operator nighttime, right, Mary?
Yeah, I haven't heard of that for a while.
Oh, and she's also worked as a technical writer. So, Mary, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to be here.
Thank you for coming. I want us to have a conversation about, Three Trees Serenity Space is all about mind, body, and spirit. And I want us to have a conversation about spiritual growth because oftentimes people are on a similar path and they sometimes think they're doing it wrong. It has to be done a certain way. I need to go here. I need to go there. What I believe is that we're all individuals and any path to God is the right path for people. And we come to that, from different areas and in different ways. So if you're ready, Mary, let's just dive right in.
Let's dive.
So how did you become attracted or interested in unity? Because you and I both go to a unity church. How did you become attracted to unity and its teachings?
Well, I wasn't really attracted to unity at all. However, I ended up there because years ago, my daughter was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer.
Yeah.
And she wanted to go to church, and she was an adult and wanted me to go with her.
She drug you along.
She did. And so I said, well, okay, but it can't be this and it can't be that and it can't be this and that. And we were going to go to a Unitarian church. And then somehow I found the Unity Church that I'm currently attending and working.
Mhm.
And so I said, well, this is close and they seem okay, so let's go there.
They seem okay, all right.
Okay, yeah. And the first day that we were there, the first Sunday, we just loved it.
Yeah.
And just felt the immediate warmth and support. So
Okay, I don't mean to cut you off, but when you say immediately you loved it, what did you love about it the first time?
okay, let's see. 3 of the things I loved.
Okay.
One was hearing the term Father, Mother, God.
Yeah.
The other was hearing the belief that Jesus was not the exception, but rather an example. Unity says the example, I say an example.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
And then the third was the support we received, the support that Lori received in the prayer room after service. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. Well, Mary, there's so many descriptions of God, and people have their own ideology around who God is, what God is. How did you define God?
It's difficult for me to define God. I certainly do not see God as some guy in the sky who hands out favors and punishments. I don't beseech God for anything. God, I see as more of a spiritual force that is ever present in and through every being, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess if we have to have a name, God is as good as any,
Right.
but it's, I don't know, maybe more nature, more, just as I said, that spiritual force that for me is undeniable.
God is, and I say this all the time, God simply is. So God is. And God is known by so many different names. It doesn't matter what you call God. It is a truth, a presence is undeniable.
Yep.
Everyone has felt it, even atheists who don't even believe in God, agnostics who know that there's something, don't know what to call it or
Right.
how to define it, but everyone has had the experience of it. So it is real, it does
It's
exist.
very real, very present.
How do you discern God's presence in your own life?
I think that before coming to Unity, and in my younger adulthood, I was an atheist. And
Well, I love talking to atheists
yeah,
and
yeah.
agnostics.
Mhm. And I slowly came to realize that there was a force bigger than me.
Yeah.
But certainly it wasn't God at
Mhm.
all, or the
It couldn't
God, the Catholic God that I was told about.
Yeah.
So I just sort of evolved, I guess, kind of thing. And when I came to Unity, I realized that, hey, these people think the way I've been thinking for years.
Yeah.
And so maybe I'm not an atheist, you know? And I truly believed, I truly was an atheist when I was an atheist,
Yeah.
okay? But my son, the atheist, certain has
I like how you said.
my son, the doctor,
Yeah.
my son, the
Yes,
lawyer, my son, the atheist,
yes.
pointed out to me that he feels that I wasn't, because there were, I believe in spirit world. I believe
Yes.
in another dimension, so to speak. And true atheists really don't believe anything. I believe now and then in reincarnation.
Yeah.
True atheists don't have those beliefs, and I believe he's correct.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's pretty much how I view and how I got here.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be in a place and space of thinking that you don't believe in a God of any kind, yet when you started to come to Unity, you heard some things that helped you to really define what your belief is.
Yeah, because it was an established church, and the tenets or the principles are things that I had been feeling for years and years and years. But I think part of it is because I had been given the Catholic view, which I never bought. I
Mhm.
never, even as a small child, I didn't.
Mhm.
Um, so that was my view of God.
Yeah.
And until I expanded a little bit spiritually, um, I didn't realize that, okay, it doesn't have to be God is this guy. It can be what I believe now. God is ever present, and it's just a name.
It's just a name. How
It's
we refer to it with our limited language. How do we define
yeah.
something that's really, quite frankly, indescribable?
it is indescribable. I like spirit better than God myself, but
Yeah,
when I say God, I know what I mean.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, what gives your life meaning and purpose now? Mary, are you shy about your age, sharing your age?
Well, I'm a little bit shy. You shouldn't ask a lady her age. No, I'm not. There was a little period of time that I was shy about my age,
Uh-huh.
but I'm not now. I'm 80. I turned 80 in January,
Uh-huh.
and I love that. I went into my 80s with joy. I don't know, it was unexpected.
Yes.
I still am not sure why. Maybe it's just like, oh, I'm still alive and I'm 80.
I'm still here.
But yes, I'm 80.
Wonderful. So now, at the age of 80, what gives your life meaning and purpose?
Well, of course, my spirituality is a big part, even though, I don't present it, I don't show it, I don't, um, I really don't feel that I do anything in particular that you would say is spiritual,
Mhm,
but it's very important to me. Prayer and meditation, very important.
mhm.
Um, I follow the advice of my good friend, Dr. G, who says, be sure and pray and meditate before you leave the
Wow.
house.
The
Yep.
world, yes.
And I do that just about every morning. Once in a while I may miss, but most of the time I do. So that gives me purpose right there. My family, my friends. I love creating. I love art. I don't do enough
Oh, and
of
you're a
it.
good artist too.
Well, it's just something that I enjoy. And how good or not good I am doesn't even really matter. It's just there's
What,
something very, very meditative. My favorite is working in clay. So there's something very meditative about just getting together with that clay and maybe having something in mind that it's going to become, and then it says, oh, no, 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 I want to be this. And it turns out to be something completely different. And, that's wonderful.
Mary, I have to let the beloveds know that you introduced me to the art of working with clay.
Oh,
And
and
that mask that I created, I just cannot believe that that's what unfolded after I started manipulating the clay. I'm so happy you introduced me to that.
the clay just lets you know what it wants to be. And that mask, Gigi, as you know, I love.
I
I
love it.
absolutely adore. And
Okay, so now I'm going to do something I never do, and that's leave my post. And I want to
you're
show
going to show
everybody.
the mask.
Yeah.
Yes, please do.
Okay, so
They need to see.
come with me, beloveds. I want to show you the
Yeah.
mask that I made. How long ago was it, Mary?
Oh gosh, what is it? It's probably 8 years, maybe.
Oh my gosh.
I don't.
Okay, so this is the African map. Okay, I got to make sure y'all can see it. Okay, hold on.
A little high. There we go. There he is.
Is that him?
Oh, and he is so magnificent. He just, yeah.
I love that mask.
That's spirit right there.
That is spirit. Absolutely. Huh. So as I find my way back to my post, how is your faith demonstrated in a practical way? That's artist one, I think.
Well, art definitely, and not, punching people out when I get mad. But no, I would never. I think my faith is demonstrated it with human interaction, animal interaction, nature interaction.
Yes.
I think it's demonstrated just by being kind, being a good listener for
Yeah,
my friends and family, and
yeah.
for supporting people where they are.
You have an animal in your house that's
I do.
actually your fur baby.
A fur baby. She's sleeping on the bed.
What is your fur baby's name?
Her name is Prita.
That's Frida.
And
Yeah.
when I first got her, she was a rescue, and her name was Squeaker.
Oh, I know
And
you
she's a
changed that.
beautiful cat. She's Siamese. So I looked up Siamese words, and the word Prita means joy or joyful in
Oh,
Siamese, in Thai.
in time. Oh,
Yeah, so that became her name, Prita Louise.
okay. And the reason we put Louise in there is
Because it just goes Prita Louise Salerno. It's a beautiful name.
how did I not know this?
How would you not get that, honey?
Listen, that's pretty cool, Miss Prita. Well, let's see. What else I want to ask you? What do you remember about the first time we met and how we became close friends?
You know what? Now that was, I think, a spirit thing.
Oh my gosh. Ah, I'm getting God bumps.
Yeah,
Tell the
that
story.
was definitely a divine appointment, because I cannot remember when I met you. And I know you haven't been in my life forever, but it's as if here you are,
I know
and
it
here
feels
we
like
are.
it
And
feels
who here was dear Eddie
my
as well.
dear Eddie. Oh my God, Mary. We
Yeah.
had to have known each other, talked, and became close for you to ask the question that you asked, which was what? Remember?
Oh, you mean with Eddie?
Yes.
About if I could go.
My husband, Eddie, who's now pure spirit. And you called me up and asked something.
Well, I asked you if I could go with you to pick up his ashes,
Yeah.
because I was envisioning that process, and it seemed rather cold to me for you. It seemed like there should be more sort of ceremony, whatever, in that
For
exchange.
Eddie, he was so special.
It was so special.
Yes.
And so we did. You allowed me to go with you.
And I was so grateful that you called to ask if you could go, because you also shared a beautiful song, which is
Breaths.
called Breaths by Sweet Honey in the Rocks. I will
Yeah.
never forget that. It was just, that was sacred. It was sacred.
It was sacred. We were sitting in a car,
yes.
far from a cathedral or any such thing. But we played that song, and we received Eddie, and you read the letter. Do you recall that? You read the letter
Yeah.
that they had provided about how Eddie had given,
How
even
he had served.
how he had
Even,
served, even
yes,
after
posthumously. Yeah.
even after leaving his body. Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yep.
He's
Yeah. So that was wonderful. That was,
it's something.
I felt that we were so close to begin with, and that little situation deepened it even more. I think that we must have been on some spirit level connection
Absolutely.
prior to even knowing each other physically.
Absolutely. Had
Yeah.
to. Because Eddie and we've been on, well, I introduced him to veganism and he started to eat more healthy and his eyesight improved. He overall just became a healthier man. And we lived many years together before he then had cancer.
Yeah.
And that was the diagnosis that took him out of his body. But at the end, The way that he served posthumously was that he was in a study at UT Southwestern for doctors of osteopathy, yeah. So that was something he would have wanted.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah.
So anyway, moving on, I always ask this of my guests that come on and have a chat with me, and that is this, Mary. Based on your experience, your journey of knowing yourself to be more spiritual, we know that we're both human and divine. So you know yourself to be more spiritual, it appears, as part of the Unity family. What is it that you would leave with us, a parting thought or a little bit of wisdom? What do you want to say?
Well, I don't know about wisdom. However, as far as spirituality and being on a spiritual path, I would just say not to force anything,
Yeah.
not to keep practicing anything you don't truly feel within your soul. And to be sure and listen and watch for the spirit presence that is present and available every single minute of every single day.
Every single minute of every single day. Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
ma'am.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, my darling. You're such a sweetheart person. We are sisters from another mother.
We are. We truly are. And I love you. And I'm so happy to have spent this time with you. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Dr. G. I am a holistic life counselor, licensed Unity teacher, and whole life director, directing you back to God. Spirit, known by many names. Thank you so much. And I'll see you all on the weekend for Spirit Speaks. Thanks, Mary. We'll chat later.
Thank you. Bye-bye.